We are digging into the hot dog debate.
Yes,
Is a hot dog
we
a
are.
sandwich or not?
yes, we are.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
My
No.
Chicago ears cannot take this because this was never be a conversation from where I come from.
All right.
Would
we're-
it always be a hot dog?
It's a hot dog. It's its
hot
own
dog. Not a sandwich.
category.
We
Yeah,
want
I
to know
would
what
agree.
you
We're
think of
serious
this
about it.
this topic. I mean, this has been debated forever, right? I mean, is a hot dog a sandwich tonight? Wait until you see what drove by the TV station while we were discussing this on the early evening news, all part of our 10 o'clock streaming show. Good to have you with us. Let us know where you're watching. We'll give you a shout out.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the student loan forgiveness that the president announced today. What do you think?
We
Does
want
this help
thoughts on
you?
that.
Does it help your kids? Is this unfair? Is it fair? Is it the right thing? Is it the wrong thing to do? Let us know about that. But we start, as we always do, at 10 o'clock with the weather because another spectacular day, Felicia.
It was another space. I'm sorry, I'm still thinking about hot dogs. So, but let's turn to weather. It was a spectacular day.
It was.
I got out there and I hit the pavement. These gym shoes were moving.
Nice.
That's
They
right.
were
Burning some
moving.
calories. I love it.
Yeah.
That's good.
And I noted earlier that I could breathe, and I didn't know if it was because I had been working out
That's
or it
part of
wasn't
it.
as humid outside.
I think both are true.
Okay.
Both are for sure true. It has not been muggy this week. Very comfortable, but warm enough still for some summertime activities, and that's where we're going to be tomorrow as well. 64 at 8 a.m., near 80 lunchtime, back into the middle and upper 80s for highs. We had 83 yesterday, 84 today. We should go up a degree or two tomorrow as well. Then we're going to track a little disturbance. It brings us a few clouds tomorrow and at least the chance of a stray shower or thunderstorm tomorrow night into Friday. You can clearly see it isn't going to rain for everyone everywhere, but a pop-up can't be ruled out right on through Friday afternoon and Friday evening. Remember, last Friday we had a handful of showers pop up as well, so I think it's very similar setup, and right now looks to be the focus will be a little farther south, but it is the beginning of a weather pattern change that will take us into the weekend. We're going to track some heat, higher humidity, and especially toward the end of the 7-day forecast, rain chances really start to increase. So when we're talking, and people talk about a debate, we could debate this as well.
Okay, throw it in there.
People don't are curious what percentages mean, and I think that a lot of people think different things.
Right.
And so what I learned is if you take the grid of our area, so you take everybody we cover,
Yeah.
a 10% chance would mean at any point during the day, a tenth of the area would be covered.
See,
with
that's
storms.
what I've always thought. But what do you hear from other viewers? They say what?
They say 50% chance, that means it's going to rain all day. That's what my husband says. That's what he would say if he saw the 50% chance of rain on Monday. He'd be
Right.
like, I can't go off now because it's going to rain all day.
Right.
That's what
So
he thinks.
my short stint in Florida taught me otherwise. Now, if it says 90%,
Then it's going to rain all
It's
day.
pretty
it's
much
gonna rain all
it's gonna
day.
be a
Well,
washout.
but
Yeah,
50, it could
50.
be a here and a there and a change and a this and a that.
And
You
it
don't
only
know.
means half of our area would be covered at any one point.
Yeah.
So when we have a 10% tomorrow, a 20% Friday, a 20% Saturday, that means a handful popping up at a time.
Right.
And that's it. So don't cancel any plans.
I'm so glad you explained that.
Sure.
I am just
Anytime.
learning new things every day.
I have the answer for the hot dog thing too. Just wait.
We got that
Oh,
coming
boy.
up. Continue to weigh in.
I hope
Is
you
a
don't
hot dog a
disappoint.
sandwich or not? Let us know in the comment section. We're going to talk about that in a moment. We do want to talk about the basics of what the president outlined today in the student loan forgiveness program. So I'm going to put a graphic up on the screen. Take a good look at this graphic here.
Take your time.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and kind of go through this one by one. So here are the basics. In order to qualify, you have to make less than $125,000. That's the center number there. Or $250,000 if you're married. Now, if you meet those requirements, you'll see up to 10 grand of your federal student loan erased. Now, up at the top, we're talking about the Pell Grant. If you're a Pell Grant recipient, you could get up to $20,000 forgiven. And they announced today a final extension for the student loan payment pause, which is December 31st, 2022. Now, the White House estimates this plan is going to completely erase student loan debt for about 20 million Americans. We don't know when the relief is coming, and we don't know how these legal challenges could impact the timeline because there are some that feel that the president can't do student loan forgiveness, so it may end up being tied up in court. We'll have to see. Tonight at 11, our Verify team will find out if you need to apply for student loans, so the forgiveness. So here is what the Indiana delegation is saying. Senator Todd Young, this disadvantages Americans who didn't go to college, worked hard to pay off their loans, held a job during school, or chose a more affordable school to minimize student loan debt. That's from Senator Ted Young, who's a Republican. Another Republican, Senator Mike Braun of Indiana, President Biden isn't canceling debt. He's shifting it on to everyone, including the majority of Americans who chose not to get a degree. This will make inflation worse, and we should focus on getting more value out of colleges rather than giving them a reason to hike prices. Democratic Congressman Andre Carson of Indianapolis said student debt can be debilitating. This measure will ease the burden for countless families, giving them time to catch their breath. So we want to know from you, is this unfair to people who paid their student loans or chose to not go to college, chose not to use a student loan? Mitch McConnell saying today this is unfair to people who joined the military because they didn't want to take on student debt. So there's lots of comments about...
Yeah, because people do join the military in order to pay for college.
But is that supposed to be the reason why you join the military? Though it is a benefit.
I think for a lot of, I know a couple of Luke's friends that, that was really their only way to get to school and have it, some of it paid for.
Yeah. I know it's a benefit. I don't know if that is the reason. In theory, though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe defending your country would be the top reason, but you're 18 years old. You're staring down 60, 70, 80, 90, $100,000 worth of debt, and the military's there.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gentleman's in the reserves. So.
Some Republicans are latching onto this, saying, look, the reason that the president is doing this is he's trying to curry favor from young voters before the midterms in November. Do you think that was factored into this at all? So again, there's a lot of discussion out there about this student loan forgiveness program, whether or not it was the right or wrong thing.
I could see it go. I mean, I first of all understand every different perspective because it really just depends on where you sit.
Right.
Because if you are one of those people who are drowning in debt, and not all of these we're talking about federal loans here. When we talk about private loans, that's a whole different story.
And those aren't included, right?
No, from what I understand, no. I think we'll learn more at 11. So tune into us at 13 News at 11.
Right.
But yes, from what I understand. And so people are looking at over $1,000 a month in student loans. That's a really, really big bill. So there are some people that are literally drowning in it. But, at the other side, I can understand and empathize with those folks too. But however, I look at when they were saying like, okay, well, what about the people who chose not to go to college, or they paid for their college, or they found another way to go to college? Well, couldn't that same argument be used for other aid that we render to our communities? Like, there are people that need to eat, and I'm paying social services and helping those folk, and I did things right by and blessed by being able to provide for myself. Should I have to pay for those people too?
Yeah.
So I mean, our society and our economy only works if it's beneficial for the majority. And I will say this probably tackles a big majority of middle class,
Yeah, but is it the same thing as eating, putting food on the table versus a higher education?
Right.
That's true. Well, but some could argue that it is connected.
Sure, I would agree with
Some
that.
could argue that it's connected, but I get your point. The people that have to eat every day, that's a more immediate need. Maybe that's a way to put it. A more immediate need than the other. We're a little divided here tonight, so we definitely want to, we don't always get to go in as news anchors and journalists on topics like this. We save those for commercial breaks, but put your comment, weigh in, because I really could see it a lot of different ways.
Let's see.
I'm going to go with, if you had all A's, then we'll forgive you.
Right.
That would not have been me.
That's how I feel about my taxes. Okay, tax me if I know my schools are going to be great and the kids are going to be off the streets and not getting into trouble. Then I'm okay with taxes.
So we'll be diving into the student loan forgiveness plan coming up tonight at 11. One of the other things we're talking about here at 10 o'clock is what we've been talking about in the newsroom today. I don't even know how this thing started. I think it started because of this video that has been circulating on social media. You've seen this baseball player. He's a Yankees fan. He is using a hot dog as a straw.
Yeah.
And he's drinking a beverage. And so the Indy Fuel went ahead and tweeted this out saying it's wrong. And so, this is not, you shouldn't use a hot dog in this regard. So it started this conversation in the newsroom about hot dogs. Are hot dogs a sandwich or are they not? So is a hot dog a sandwich to you or is it not?
La 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 la.
I think it's a standalone. And I heard you two talking about Philly cheesesteak. That's also a standalone.
I can respect that.
It is what it is.
Right.
It's not a generic turkey club.
Yeah.
I can respect that.
I just don't think of a hot dog as a sandwich.
No, I don't either.
It's-
Even though it's got
And
red
you
meat.
shouldn't.
Yeah.
Because it's wrong. It's wrong, people.
Hot dogs are good. It's just not a sandwich to
Yeah.
me, right?
But you say our control room.
Oh, the control
good
room.
argument.
Oh, yeah. They say yes, it is a sandwich because people are making the argument online that a sandwich is meat between two slices of bread. Now, I guess that people are starting to say, well, look, the hot dog bun is connected. It's not. I don't know. Do you consider a hamburger a sandwich? I don't.
No, it's a
I don't
hamburger.
consider a hot dog a sandwich either.
No.
You consider a panini a
Just upset.
sandwich?
No, it's a panini.
Okay.
That could be sandwichy, though.
Is a pita a sandwich?
No, it's a pita.
It's a pita.
The only thing
pita.
that's a sandwich is a turkey
Yeah,
club.
because we talked about gyros earlier today, too. Like tacos, hot dogs,
Yeah.
gyros, those are its own
Now,
category.
is
You
it
see
gyros or is it gyros?
I say gyros. What do you say?
I thought it was a euro. I don't know. Is it a euro?
I would say euro.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Euro.
Euro.
I don't know.
Yeah.
this is also, I've told you this is also a lot of South Side of Chicago talking, too. So we say a few different things.
All right, so here are some of the comments we're getting. Liz, who we love hearing from, Liz, I do consider a burger a sandwich.
Okay.
Wow.
Fair enough.
All
How about a hot dog?
Sometimes on the menus it is under sandwiches.
It is.
It
You
is.
are right.
Yeah.
Victoria says, what's wrong about that hot dog? You can buy meat sticks to drink your Bloody Mary.
That's where I think it originated. is people-
Interesting.
Because
that
it's
is a
kind of
thing.
the groceries, if you will, like they stick bacon in there. Or
Yeah.
sometimes up in Michigan, I think they put a fish in there.
No.
Like a chub. Yeah, that's actually a thing. Oh, I know. It's not something I'm interested in.
Can you imagine fish?
Yeah, so let's see what else. Teresa saying hot dog is a straw, question mark.
Look at Glenn. Stop the violence.
Yeah,
This is violence. This is violent language.
yeah, I'm scrolling past some of the loan conversation, trying to get to more of the hot dogs. And on my Facebook page, I think it was probably split. Half the people were saying, yes, a hot dog is a sandwich. Others saying...
Did you have a poll on your page?
Yeah, well, I didn't ask.
Let me go vote on your page.
Okay, so here's the thing. So as Felicia and Angela and I were
gotta
talking
vote.
about this on the early evening news,
Someone's ears were burning.
somebody's ears were burning because look what drove past our station. Okay, so look through the windows.
Yes.
That is the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile.
I mean, what are the chances?
I mean,
That's so funny.
are they like trolling us because they knew that we were discussing whether or not hot dogs were? So Oscar Mayer has gone on record that yes, in Oscar Mayer's view, hot dog is a sandwich.
Really?
It's settled, yeah. In Oscar Mayer land.
Interesting.
I
Yeah.
mean, what do they really know?
What about ballpark? Ballpark hot dogs. What do they say?
What is my
Hebrew
wiener?
National.
My wiener has a first name. Really
Hebrew
know.
National. What
Hebrew
do they
National.
say?
So,
Wait,
yeah.
Do we
it's-
have time to go back to some loan convo?
Okay, so Pamela says there's the debate. What's the correct way to say gyros or gyros or gyros? What are we
Gyros.
calling it? Gyros.
Hard G, gyros.
And Teresa saying laugh out loud, Oscar Mayer Wiener. And
It was
and
so funny.
Victoria said, I've always wanted to drive the Wienermobile. We just couldn't believe that Wienermobile drove past the TV station while we were talking about this.
Really, literally while we're on the air.
You think they've
That
got cameras in
Wienermobile-
here?
Oh,
Or?
no.
That
Bill spied on
Wienermobile
it.
gets around. It gets around.
All right, so folks waking up in the morning, how's the weather?
Lots of sunshine tomorrow, mid-60s to start, 80 by noon. We'll be in the mid-80s for highs. Maybe a pop-up tomorrow night and Friday.
Okay, sounds good. We're going to be talking about this and many other topics tonight on the News at 11, won't
I
we?
can't. I'm going to jump in the
need to
comments.
rest
If you
here.
still have a comment, go give me the comment. I'm going to jump in after the show, after
Awesome.
this.
Thank you so much for joining us at 10. We'll see you over on Channel 13 at 11 o'clock. Good night.
Bless.